guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Honey. Now, if you're an existing subscriber to my channel, I would like to welcome you back. However, if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Honey. I do luxury type of videos such as unboxings, reviews, and a little bit of vlogging here and there. So if those are the topics that you are interested in, I would really appreciate if you would please subscribe to my channel by clicking on the red button down below as well as the bell beside it so that you will be notified whenever I upload any videos. Now, without further ado, let's start with the video of this week. Now, as I have indicated in my previous video last week, I'll be doing an in-depth review of this particular luxe piece. This is my Chanel Large Deauville Tote, and this is actually in the mixed fiber Lurex canvas and gold hardware. Now for the width, which is actually from this point up to this point, this actually measures about 15 inches. And then from this point and this point, this is actually about 19 inches. Now for the height, which is actually from this point up to this point, this is about 12 inches. And then the depth, which is from this point up to this point, is about 7.5 inches. Now, with that particular measurements being said, this particular Chanel Large Deauville Tote is between the sizes of the Neverfull MM as well as the Neverfull GM size. Now let's talk about bag straps. So for this particular bag, from this point up to here, it's about 12 inches, which is actually longer as compared to the bug straps for the Louis Vuitton MM, which only has 8 inches. In relation to these small straps, the length from this point up to here is about 4 inches. From the time of the bag being released, this particular Deauville tote has been made in various materials. Some of it is actually being made in tweed, some of it is being made in leather, some of it is being made in wool. Now, the one that I have, as I indicated a while ago, is made up of mixed fibers, Lurex canvas, and gold hardware. Now, when I talk about Lurex canvas, I'm not sure if you are seeing this one, but there you go. Lurex has the tendency to be very glittery and shiny, which is what I really love. Now, speaking of the Lurex canvas, as you can see over here, you have here the Chanel 31 Rue Cambon Paris, and this particular lettering is actually written in gold threads. Now let's go to the hardware. So the hardware, as I indicated a while ago, is shiny gold hardware. And over here, you could actually see here 31 Rue Cambon Paris written, as well as Chanel over here. So that particular detail in terms of the, what do you call this one? I think it's called, is it gussets? Oh, yeah, I think it's called gussets. Okay, it's consistent. It says here 31 Rue Cambon Paris and then Chanel. So there's one over here, there's one over here, there's one as well at the back, okay, and here as well. Now, at the back, okay, I still have some plastic protection in it, but over here, what do you call this one? I'm not sure what I call this one. Is it the washer? I'm not sure. But this part, okay, so over here at the back, it's just plain. It doesn't have that 31 Rue Cambon Paris and Chanel writing in it. But over here, wherein you have the washer, you're going to have this particular Chanel emblem or stamp, which is the double C's. So this particular stamp is actually reflected in all of the washers, bag washers. Now, the chain, as you can see, the one that I have, okay, so the chain is like the classic flaps, okay, but instead of the leather actually being intertwined with the metal straps, it's textile. I'm not sure if you can see, yes. So this one is actually being intertwined with textile or fabric. And I do believe that is actually a good thing for this particular bag because it makes the bag lighter. So for for the interior of the bag, as you can see over here, it is made up of textile or fabric lining, and it is more or less the same color as the Chanel Deauville Tote. Now mine, by the way, is in the navy blue color, which I really love, precisely because it's more carefree in my opinion, because I wear jeans and dark clothes most of the time. So over here there is a Chanel tab, and it says there's Chanel made in Italy, and over here you're going to have a zipper pocket. Now the zipper over here says here Chanel, and then you do have the double CCs on the other side, and this one gives you a very big room for all of your stuff. And over here, this is where I'm actually keeping my authenticity card. Now, as I've indicated in my previous what's in my work bag video, usually I place here some of the most valuable things that I carry, which is, for example, my wallet or my cell phone. Okay, but on the other side of the bag, you will be having this pocket sleeve. Okay, I'm not sure if you're seeing, but there is a pocket sleeve over here. Again, very generous pocket sleeve. And then a small sleeve over here wherein you could place your mobile phones. Now, I have actually two mobile phones, so usually I place one over here. The one that I usually use the most, I just place it here so that it's easier access. Or I use the bag organizer, which I bought from AliExpress, to place my cell phone. And apart from that one, this particular bag has a key holder. So as you can see over here, oopsie, not sure, but there is a CC stamp over here, and at the back there's none. So this one is, as compared to the Louis Vuitton, this one is so small, and honestly I'm not actually using this one much. So yeah, but just in case you have keys or IDs or I don't know, a small pouch, you could just clip it here for security purposes. Now, apart from that, okay, at the bottom of the bag, you will see this particular leather tab. And of course, I will not show it to you, but at the back of this leather tab, this is going to be your serial number. So mine is actually in the 28 series because I just got this one. When did I get it? I think I got this bag last August, and since then it's already what, mid September, and I still been using this bag because I love it so much. Now let's talk about the pros. So the first pro is, since this bag is a very large bag, it could contain a lot of your daily essentials plus the kitchen sink. Okay, then let's see again. So if you're going to take a look into this one, it seems like this one has the capacity of the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. I think this is Chanel's version of the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. Now last time I actually shared with you what's in my work bag. And if you are interested in knowing what are the things that could contain here, then I'll be linking that particular video in the description box down below. So after you have watched this video, then you could actually click on that, and then you will see how much items you could actually contain in this particular bag. So the second pro for this one is, again, similar to the Neverfull, is you could just open it and you could see everything at a glance. Most especially if you're going to be using a bag organizer, because the bag organizer has, you know, different compartments. And then, by the way, for bag organizers, I know some individuals would like to have like the same hue as your bag, but for me, I prefer like a contrasting feature of my bag organizer as compared to my bag, so that it's much easier to to search or to look for your items. So the third pro for this bag is it's so versatile. What do I mean by that one? It means actually that you could use this one as a shoulder bag, okay? And you could use this one as a handheld bag, okay? And this one, this particular strap, could actually be used as an accent to the bag. For example, you're not using the longer straps, you could just, pull inside that bag straps, and then see here, this is like a bag charm already, which makes the bag more classy and beautiful. Now for the fourth pro. Now this particular bag, even though it's so big, it has several compartments. So you have here your zipper compartment over here, and you have actually two more sleeve pockets over here, which is very generous in size. And apart from that one, this one also has key holder. And as I've said a while ago, it will much better if you're going to use a bag organizer for this particular bag. Now for the fifth pro. Since I have been using this particular bag for about 4 weeks or 4.5 weeks straight, I find this bag more comfortable in terms of how it falls into my body, and as well as the bag straps, okay, as well as the handheld option. For me, this particular bag is actually more comfortable than the Louis Vuitton Neverfull MM in Damier Ebene. Now, definitely, perhaps if I will be having the classic monogram or the Damier Azur print of the Louis Vuitton Neverfull, perhaps I will be having a different opinion on it, because that one has the vaqueta leather, which is a little bit softer versus the Damier Ebene. But so far, even though this bag has a lot of things, I find it actually more comfortable. And apart from that one, I think it's because as well of the backdrop, because as I've indicated a while ago, Neverfull, based on my own measurement, it's about the backdrop for that one is about 8 inches. Now this one is 12 inches. Now I do have a I do have a very big what do you call this one? In Filipino we call it braso. Now for me, since I do have a very big arm, this 12 inches is actually more comfortable to me. And apart from the drop of the straps, another thing what I love about this one is, since this particular, the makeup of this particular bag, it's like textile or fabric, okay, it's softer as compared to the Louis Vuitton canvas. So whenever it goes over here, it's not really that structure or something, most especially if I have a lot of things. So yeah, I just love this particular bag. So the sixth pro is, this particular bag is not saturated in the market. So what do I mean by that? For example, I go to the mall on a weekend and I'm using my Louis Vuitton Neverfull. Most likely, I will be seeing about 1 to 2 ladies wearing a Louis Vuitton Neverfull. It might not be, for example, the same canvas as mine, but it's still a Louis Vuitton Neverfull. Now, I do understand why a lot of ladies actually love the Louis Vuitton Neverfull, precisely because it's a classic style. It could contain a lot of things. It's durable, it's carefree, etc., etc. But still, sometimes it's just nice to be unique in terms of what bags you're wearing. Okay, let's go to the seventh pro. And then again, I'm going to relate it to my previous video relating to my holiday recommendation gifts. So as I've indicated in that particular video, you could actually further personalize or customize this particular bag, precisely because the material makeup of this bag is textile or fabric. So you could easily place here your Chanel brooch, Chanel earrings, or even brooches or fashion jewelry from the other houses. So yeah, I think for me that is a pro, precisely because I like bags that I can personalize or customize just to bring out my own personality and my own uniqueness. Now for the eighth pro. Now for this particular bag, this is actually more subtle in terms of the Neverfull. I'm sorry, but I keep on comparing it to the Louis Vuitton Neverfull, precisely because this one, I think, as I've indicated a while ago, is I think Chanel's version of the Neverfull. Now, definitely, this particular bag is very different because this one has two strap options. But anyway, okay, what am I talking about? Yes, this particular bag is more subtle. I know this one still has this Chanel logo in it. However, if you actually, for example, you're in a crowded area wherein you are not really comfortable in terms of the people around you, okay, you could just easily use this bag, turn it over, and then it's just going to be blank. And then the last pro for this bag, in my opinion, is if you're going to be reselling this particular bag, which I will not be doing, okay, this is already like my favorite bag. In the event that you will be reselling your Chanel Deauville Tote, most likely you will be able to resell it in a higher price, or at the same price you actually purchase it, most especially if you have taken care of it, precisely because it's Chanel, okay, wherein the prices just go up. I first saw this one, or the first time I got interested with this particular bag, I think the amount for this particular bag is only 3,000 USD. However, when I bought this one, it's already 3,300. So, yeah, in terms of Chanel pieces, this one is actually better for investment as compared to other luxury brands that sell totes. Now, of course, if there are pros, there are cons. And I was able to come up with 6 cons for this particular bag. So the first one is, now since this particular bag is made up of textile or fabric, I tend to be more careful with this bag in terms of where I place it. I don't place it in the ground, or if I need to place it in the ground, I just need to ensure that the ground is carpeted and clean. And yeah, most especially if you have Deauville totes that are of lighter color. Now, the reason why I got the darker color for this particular bag is precisely because I wear a lot of jeans and darker pants. Now, I know the venue has changed precisely because I need to charge my camera while filming this particular video. Anyway, let's proceed. So again, this particular bag, since this is a very slouchy bag, you need to have a bag organizer for organization purposes as well as structure. So as compared to the Neverfull, okay, because most especially if your Neverfull is still new, it could really stand up straight, like very stiff. Okay. However, for this particular bag, once you set it down, it has the tendency to just slouch like that. Okay. So yes, that for me is a con. Okay, because you need to purchase another thing for you to have structure for this particular bag. So the third con is relating to the price point. Now, as compared to the counterparts of the Chanel Deauville Tote, for example, in Louis Vuitton, Neverfull, in YSL, or in Gucci, in terms of the totes that this particular fashion houses are producing, this one is really on the expensive side. If I am not mistaken, this particular bag is more or less a combination of 2 Louis Vuitton Neverfull already. Okay, now, if you don't have any discounts for it. Now, I'm just so lucky enough that when I bought this one in Dubai, I was able to get 3% rebate from the mall per se, as well as tax refund. So I got this one in a lower price. Now, the fourth con for this particular bag is this one is quite harder to find as compared to other totes from other fashion houses, because a lot of people actually wants this particular bag. It's in demand, and then maybe that's the reason why Chanel is actually charging for this bag like a lot of money, but it's worth it in my opinion. Now, the fifth con for this particular bag, based on experience, is this is slightly heavier than the Neverfull. For example, this particular bag does not have anything inside, but there is already a weight. I could already feel the weight. As compared to my Neverfull Dummy Eben canvas, it's light. Okay, when it does not have anything inside. However, for some reason, if I already place my things inside this Chanel Deauville Tote as well as in my Never Full Dami Ibin canvas, in my opinion, okay, it's not scientifically proven, but it seems like both bags weigh the same. So anyway, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just biased, I'm not sure. But yes, anyway, the particular reason I think why this one is slightly heavier than the Never Full is precisely because of the chains. Because at the end of the day, this is like metal chains. Okay, and of course the Louis Vuitton Never Full, you just have the coated leather or just the vaqueta leather. Now, the sixth con for this particular bag is its closure. So, as you can see over here, the closure of this bag, it's just a magnetic closure. Okay, it's a very strong magnetic closure, but at the end of the day, it does not have any zipper. So, if you are, for example, in a crowded place, it's much easier for not so good people to just, you know, place their hand inside it. But that's actually the benefit of this shorter straps, because you could actually place this one here, okay, and then, you know, it's much easier for you to just place, to just hook your thumb over here, and then you could just place that. So it's actually a protection. That's one. Or another thing that you could actually do is, as I've indicated a while ago, I think, and in my previous video, is, for example, I do have my wallets or important documents. I just place it here in the zipper compartment. Okay, and then it's actually more secure. And another one for you to secure this particular bag is to turn it over there, and it looks like a regular bag already. And as I've mentioned to you, just use the straps, place it in your side or in front of your body for protection. So those are the pros and cons. Now let's talk about the other details, which in my opinion, or based on my experience, is going to help you out as well, just in case you are eyeing on this particular item as your birthday gift, Christmas gift, or just a reward for yourself or for your loved one or for your partner. So the first question that is coming to my mind is, okay, I'm sorry, I do have notes here. So what is more comfortable in terms of wearing in the shoulders, the Deauville or Louis Vuitton Never Full MM? Now, this is just based on my opinion and experience. For me, personally, I prefer the Chanel Deauville Tote precisely because of the strap drop, as well as the makeup of this bag. Now, for the Louis Vuitton Never Full MM, okay, I could only talk about my experience in terms of the Damier Ebene print, which has the coated canvas in terms of its straps. Now that one, whenever I'm using that and then my bag has a lot of things inside, for example, I'm using it as a work bag, I can really feel the straps digging into my shoulders. And then even, for example, I'm using that particular Never Full in the crook of my arm, or just here as a handheld for there. For example, these are Never Full straps. I could feel that it's really digging into my arm as well as into my hands, okay? That's the reason why for that Never Full, I just see to it that I don't place my work laptop or my personal laptop in that particular bag. Otherwise, I would really suffer a lot. Now, for this particular bag, I have to admit that at some point in time, most especially if you are carrying a lot of heavy things or carrying a lot of things inside this particular bag, then this one would eventually dig into your shoulders. However, there is the option of the shorter strap, so you could use it as a handheld, okay? And apart from that one, because this one is just leather, okay, it's not coated or anything. I think this is calfskin leather, but don't quote me on that, I'm not sure yet. But this one, I think, is more forgiving in terms of our arms when we do that. This is actually more forgiving, as well as when we are holding it as a handheld bag. So, yes. What's the question again? Do I prefer this one than the Neverfull? Most definitely. But that doesn't mean, okay, since my Louis Vuitton Neverfull MM in Diamond Event is so near to my heart, I would never sell that. Now, the second question is, any worries for wearing the bag? Yes, I have a lot of worries in terms of using this particular bag. Since I purchased this particular bag in a very high price, shall we say. Okay, let's admit, this is a very expensive bag. I want for this particular bag to last longer. Okay, definitely, this is actually one of my favorite work bags. But as much as possible, I want to prolong its life. Now, my first worry is in relation to the straps, which is this part. Now, my worry for this one is, for example, I'm carrying a lot of things. I worry that this particular, call that washer, okay, this particular thing would just snap. Okay, of course I do have the option of this, okay, but I'm just worried that this would snap, precisely because if you take a look into this one, this part, this one is so thin. Okay, so I'm not sure what up to what weight it could handle. Now, apart from that one, the gusset over here, okay, since this is not leather or anything, okay, oh, sorry, this one has a leather, yeah, leather, and at the back, this one also has a leather. But I was just, well, I just worry that if I'm having a very heavy bag, that the gussets would just, you know, be removed. I think I've seen something in YouTube that the gussets were torn apart. So, okay, wait. I'm not sure if that particular YouTube video is actually in relation to a replica bag or something. But yeah, anyway, that actually caused me some worries in relation to wearing this bag. So, as much as possible, I try to minimize the things that I actually place in this bag. For example, my work laptop, which is like, I don't know how heavy that one is. I see to it that I don't actually use my work laptop or my personal laptop whenever I'm using this. This is just for my daily essentials, and then my plus plus. And another thing that I worry about is, since this is actually fabric, this is not leather, I worry that this particular bag would actually fray. When you talk about fray, you know, sometimes when you're doing the laundry and then you have this favorite jeans, for example, eventually the crotch part, because it's rubbing too much, it has that, what do you call that? I think it's called fraying or lint. I'm not sure. So the thing is, I worry that, for example, because I'm usually using this part as rubbing on my body, yeah? So because of the friction and everything like that, I worry that this would eventually fray or produce some lint. Okay, and apart from that one, what I observe about this bag, since this one is in Lurex canvas, some of the Lurex thread, it's actually, I'm not sure if you could see this. Yes, there you go. See, that's a Lurex canvas. Okay, so every now and then I just need to snip it up. Okay, for me this is not applicable, okay, but maybe for some of you who are sensitive to smell, since you're talking about textile or fabric type of bags, it has the tendency to absorb smells as compared to leather bags or canvas bags. Now, the third question, will I use it as a travel bag? Okay, so most definitely I'll be using this one as a travel bag, precisely because this is like my black hole. It's very easy to use. I do have the different strap options for this. And then the fourth question is, if given the funds and the opportunity, will I buy it again? Okay, the answer for that one is, it's a definite yes, because this bag is really worth it. Now, as I mentioned a while ago, I have been using this particular bag for 4 weeks straight, which makes the cost per wear of this particular bag low. and every penny counts, as compared essentially to my other bags that I rotated on a weekly basis. Okay, I always change my bags before on a weekly basis, but ever since I got this bag, no. So, with that being said, you already know that one of my wish list for 2020, well, it depends on what particular Deauville tote that they will be releasing, okay, for 2020. But if given the chance, and then if there's anything again that is shiny, super duper shiny like this, or maybe if they have that, you know, that mermaid hardware, I wish Chanel would bring back that mermaid hardware. For example, anyway, I'm just daydreaming again, but if there's a Deauville tote, okay, even though it's not shiny or something like that, but it has that mermaid type of hardware, I would definitely buy that in a heartbeat. Because I know, apart from the beauty or the aesthetics reason for that one, I would use that bag like a lot. So yeah, anyway, I think I've been talking too much already, but I hope you enjoyed this particular video and give it a thumbs up. And yeah, I would really appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel as well. So for next week, I will try to either upload a tag video or a review of another Chanel piece, which is part of my 5 luxury recommendations or best buys for holiday gift recommendations. Anyway, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. Again, my name is Honey and see you next week. Bye!